honorary guests, dear participants, thank you for joining us this afternoon after a very nice lunch. Today, what I will try to do very briefly, I will try to introduce basically my experience, how we are dealing with our problems with innovation and technology, what we are trying to achieve. And I will first try to talk about this from Turkey's perspective, from a macro point of view. Then I will focus more on my university, what we have been doing, how we are coping with all these changes that are taking place in Turkey. Now, of course, Turkey is still a relatively young country, but still we had long enough time to experience some production, farming, industry. We went through different stages with different experiences, but all in all, when you all add up, you find that you are still importing lots of goods from abroad, and you are still very much dependent on imported goods. So this is not very good for the future of Turkey, so we should do something. And of course, since the beginning, the governments have been trying to do several things, but we notice a significant change within probably last 2 decades, more specifically within the last 15 years. There have been some drastic changes in many areas, and one area has been really innovation, research, and entrepreneurship in general. So when we analyze what Turkey has, actually we have the most important ingredient of entrepreneurship, that is the human factor, that is the human resources. We had a very young population who could learn and adapt very easily, and we had plenty of resources, although not too much natural resources, still plenty to be sufficient, locally at least. So what is missing when we analyze? We try to understand what is missing. And the government, since the beginning of 2000s, have identified some areas of improvement, and they introduced a number of resolutions and actually turned them into laws. And one such law is what we call 4691. 4691 is designed to support technology development zones. So before that, we really didn't have much technology development zones. As we know it today, all around the world, it is very common, but at that time, it wasn't so common, and therefore, a new law was passed to support this idea. The other article was 5746, which was designed to support technology and design centers, basically from industrial point of view. So new incentives were introduced for the industry so that they will invest more on research and development rather than just pure production and trade. The next important one, and actually this is significantly important, more significant than actually we could imagine, that is related to IP rights, 6769. So when I asked today a question to our fellow entrepreneur, does your idea actually conflict with an existing IP right? He said, it is not so much common in Russia. Well, it is not so much common in Turkey. It wasn't at least so much common in Turkey before also, but if you think about it, this is really a key important issue when it comes to innovation and technology. If you have an idea, if you can't really protect it, there is no point of introducing it. Actually, you may not even be able to introduce it. So you shouldn't only think about in terms of yourself. I mean, okay, in my country, within my borders, I may be able to freely get ideas from others and introduce them in the market, but it is not you alone that should really invest in research and development. It is also the others from the other countries who will invest in your country, not only financially, but also with their ideas. They should come and introduce ideas in your countries, but for them to be able to do so, they must be assured that their ideas are protected. So IP rights are therefore very important as well. And Turkey realized that and introduced new rules and regulations. And another important, I would say, reform area was the university education itself. Within the universities, as I said, we all try to introduce ideas. Actually, we try to introduce knowledge. We try to develop knowledge. But if you can't really pass that knowledge to industry, I wouldn't say it is useless. It is probably still useful, but it wouldn't be as useful as it would be if you didn't have the chance to pass that information to industry. So therefore, a number of actions has been taken in Turkey to encourage university faculty members, university students, actually at least it wouldn't discourage them to interact with the industry, because before these reforms, an academician actually, especially if he or she is employed in the government, were discouraged to work in industry. There were some taxes, some overheads that are not really bearable, and sometimes even some penalties were occurring because of these relations. So luckily, Turkey realized all these and introduced a number of rules and regulations that will encourage the interaction with universities and industry. The R&D and design centers were introduced with the objectives to support, of course, design activities, as the name implies, to promote R&D investments, to ensure transition to qualified production, and to ensure the production of high value-added products, to promote the employment and enhance the qualifications of R&D personnel. So when we analyze Turkey's industry, we are able to see that Turkish production is actually good quality. When you go and analyze the factories, the quality of the goods are quite compatible with the world standards, and actually they are easily marketed worldwide, maybe under different names, but produced in Turkey. So that means we have good quality productions. The problem was the ideas of those products were not originating in Turkey. Therefore, the value-added income produced by those products were not so high. So the idea of introducing R&D centers is to originate the ideas of the products also within the country. So therefore, this was the idea. The other set of objectives included commercializing R&D activities, support and reveal the potential of technology companies to develop institutionalized university-industry collaboration, to ensure efficient coordination of R&D and innovation support mechanism, and to empower the ecosystem. So we all have ideas. As you can see today, we have very valuable ideas. But ideas alone is not sufficient. We need an environment, we need an ecosystem that will support your ideas, that will take your ideas from being an idea and it will evolve it to a product. Not only a product, if you have a prototype, even it is not sufficient. You must have a marketable product. So the environment should support all these stages. So therefore, within the R&D design centers, such environments are created, are provided. Now, providing the environment alone as a building is of course not sufficient also. You can build a building and put the people in and ask them to be creative, introduce their ideas. But then really innovation and research is risky compared to what? It is risky compared to regular production. If I already know I have a product that already has a market, I may not be making too much profit out of it. It may be just a few % profit. But then it is a safe way. I can invest on it and I can keep producing. I will keep making my money. But if you are investing in research, it is risky. It may fail. It will fail. If it doesn't fail, it is not really research. It should definitely fail in some phases of it. And you must really struggle with it. So therefore, you need to introduce incentives so that at least the government will share some of those risks. So therefore, with these rules and regulations, government said, okay, I'm going to waive your income tax. I'm going to help you paying your social security premium so that you will no longer bear the burden. At least you will go in the research direction. So even the bureaucratic stamp duties and etc. are voided for many research and development activities within the framework of these new rules and regulations. For example, I'm not going to cover, of course, all the incentives, but just to highlight what the rules and regulations introduce, we can also mention exemption on intellectual property rights, which provides corporate tax exemption applicable to up to 50% of the attributed to the patented innovation or invention. So these are all to encourage people to do more research and development activities and introduce their ideas into the market as a product to help that. So we can keep counting all these incentives, mostly tax-related and sometimes even salary-related. So the government even promised to pay the salaries of the research staff that you will employ within the framework of these design centers. So these are all good. And there are some other mechanisms, of course. There are some other institutions established long before for the same purposes, but didn't really work well in Turkey due to some bureaucratic problems, and government have been trying to decrease those bureaucratic stages, especially that is so for an institution we call COSGAP. It is designed mostly for small and medium enterprise support purposes. What you do is actually they are created mostly in universities or standalone, and within the organization, within those organizations, small and medium enterprises take place. But they still struggle with a lot of bureaucracy, especially that was so in the beginning. Although we are improving this, there's still some work to be done here. Another support provided by the government is really the introduction of the technology development zones. They didn't only introduce those zones, and again, they introduced additional incentives, such as being again, income and corporation tax exempt is like that, for example, or even value-added tax exemption is provided with that. So you can see we have lots of taxing in Turkey, but still you can be exempt out of it if you are investing in research and technology. So within those technological zones, you are now all familiar with probably. We have it in Tatarstan, also in Russia, all around the world. It is not a new concept anymore, but basically the purpose is to provide an environment for academicians and researchers in a similar or common ground, a research environment. So that is really achieved relatively nicely, and it served to the purpose to some extent. Now, I think we, as Turkey, came to a point to also somehow come up with new ideas, because we discovered some problems with the systems we have established, but still we shouldn't ignore the fact that they also helped a lot to the development and research cycles in Turkey. So within those technology development zones, even now the academicians can establish their companies, and they can participate in established companies without at least being penalized. Instead, they are now rewarded with tax exemptions and with their times and etc. At the moment, as a result, we have 53 technoparks in Turkey, and there are 4,300 companies within those technoparks. Well, you can always criticize, all of them are really R&D companies, but still, if we ignore some small percentage, they are really R&D companies. And among them, there are 185 foreign companies. This is especially important, I think, because if you do not provide an environment that will attract foreign investment, both for production and especially for research and innovation, that means you are going to lose your own manpower, your own human resources in research and development. You must provide an environment that will attract foreign investment as an investment, but also as human investment. If you do not have that, you are going to lose your own because it's a free market for the ideas. If you cannot provide the environment within your country, they will find a country that is going to be more attractive, so they will go. So it is true vice versa. That means you must provide an environment that will attract the foreigners. It's in the same context so that yours will not go away. So this is important to see. We have foreign companies now investing in research and development. Well, we have academicians, they are creating their own companies. And right now we have an employment rate rather high. We reached to a level of 34,000 researchers only employed in these technology development zones. This may not look very significant to you, but if I tell you this, about 15 years ago, the total number of researchers in Turkey was in the order of 20,000. I'm talking about total as a country. Now, only in the technology zones, we exceeded that number, so it is 34,000. Actually, the actual number of researchers in Turkey now is in the order of 100,000. So within 15 years, we increased quite significantly. I think the investment is really paying off. So, of course, we have support staff within these groups, and the number of projects completed already reached 30,000, and the revenue obtained from all these projects now reached $15 billion, and the value of export is $2.5 billion almost. So these are not very big numbers, but if you think we didn't have this before. So 15 years ago, we didn't have those figures. So at least we are seeing we are doing something in the right direction. And as I said, IP regulations are important. And as a result of this, now IP created by the faculty and the researchers belongs to the university. Now, universities and some research centers in Turkey are still the main source of IP generation. So therefore, universities should be addressed. And now university has the right to refuse the ownership of the IP if the university finds it's not really valuable or doesn't worth the investment, then they can pass on the right to the faculty member or the student. In case of owning the IP, university has the responsibility of commercialization of the IP. So university cannot say, okay, I now owe this IP and to the faculty and I am going to keep it forever. No, there is a time limit. If the university cannot commercialize that IP, then the IP should pass on to the other partners of the IP. All right. Now, I will briefly mention also what other R&D supporting programs we have in Turkey, and mostly, of course, we have all the ministries that have their own R&D projects and R&D funding schemes that will support different areas of research, but the main source of research in Turkey is coming from TÜBİTAK, which is an institution under Ministry of Science and Technology. And within that, I am just highlighting here a few titles which you may find similar in your countries as well. But we have these well-established programs that will support universities alone. So because it is very important to support universities alone, not for the product, but for the basic science. If you don't have the basic science, you are not going to be able to produce the leading innovations. You can still be innovative. You can still come up with very good ideas, very simple ideas, and you can still earn money out of it. But if you want to really be dominant in the high technology area, then you must give very high importance to basic sciences. Because if you think about the countries that are really leading in the innovative areas, okay, they have some very simple ideas sometimes with simple products. But if you really focus the general innovative dimension of a nation, then you will discover they are all originating from basic sciences. So you must know how to handle a material. You must be able, you should be able to come up with new materials, right? So you need to know the material science technology. So you need to develop new devices, but then you need to know the basics of that new technology, the physics, the mathematics, the biology, the chemistry, everything. You must have good control on those areas. Therefore, TÜBİTAK is investing good amount of money on the basic sciences, supporting universities. But TÜBİTAK is also, they also noticed this is not alone is sufficient. They have been doing this for a long time. They have been investing in universities' basic sciences, providing money to the universities for tens of years, but there is no significant innovative movement in Turkey. What is the reason? They said, okay, our publications, our journal publications really have been in the increase as a result. But we are not able to come up with the products out of those papers. So the basic science is improving, but the products are not coming. What is the reason? So we are publishing all those, we are giving it to the world. So some people in the world are putting on it, and they are coming up with new products and innovative ideas, but I am paying for it. So it is good to have the basic knowledge of it, but if you are not able to transform this into a product, it is still a waste, I think. At least it is waste of your own knowledge. So therefore, after realizing that, TÜBİTAK started to invest on new programs. Actually, what you are seeing here is some of them. They started encouraging industry directly. They started encouraging industry and university relation projects. So they forced actually university and industry to come together and propose projects, and they started funding those within these programs that you are seeing on screen. All right. So what happened as a result? This is the result. Look very carefully, after year 2000, so within 15 years, more or less 20 years, we are seeing a very rapid pickup within the number of researchers. The number of researchers now has reached 1.2. So this is how we are achieving the 100,000 number actually. So this is the result of it. This is also the result of it. The scientific and technological publications have been in the increase, almost exponentially, really. It is rocketing after year 2000. You can see these are all the results of the frameworks developed by the government for a long time, very persistently. So patent applications, again, they are picking up after year 2000 very rapidly, with some lag, of course. And then comes the increase in the research and development funding ratio in the GDP. So as a result of that, now we reach 1% range, 1% of our GDP is being spent for research and development, and half of it is by private, half is by government. But this is not enough, as you can see. Compared to Russia, we are still behind. We have some work to do to catch up with Russia. But even if you compare this with UK, UK is already in the range of 2%. I'm not putting here the GDP of UK. UK is more or less at a stable stage. They really don't need to increase too much because they have a system. But Russia and Turkey probably needs to catch up. So we need to go more close to them. But a well-established country like UK may not care about investing too much on innovation because they have an established system. But if you look at Korea, Korea has more to pick up, so they need to invest even more. They are aware they need to invest more in research and development now, and they are investing in the order of 4% of their GDP. So we think that we are improving, but we also see there is lots to do for us in the coming years. I think we are running out of time, so I'm going to very briefly mention what we are doing at Boğaziçi University in this direction. Boğaziçi University is in Istanbul, as some of you may know, and it is really a nice university. Some commercials I'm going to make probably. But we don't have medical school. We have very strong engineering and business administration and basic science faculties. We have 4 faculties. It is relatively actually small university compared to other Turkish universities, but it is a well-established 150 years old university. We have 445 full-time faculty members, and our students now, number of students are reaching to 17,000, about 5,000 of them being the graduate students. Graduate students are very important for us because they carry most of the research and development work in the university. So we have lots of research centers, lots of labs and clubs. I'm going to go very fast. But this is what I'm going to highlight. As you notice, the number of publications increase in Turkey. Boğaziçi University's publications increase even more than that. With the supports that are coming from the government, I think we utilized it very nicely, and we had this exponential increase in our SCI-based, Science Citation Index-based publications. These are really high-quality publications. And in Turkey, we have a university entrance exam, centralized university entrance exam. About 2.5 million, please correct me if I'm wrong, but about 2.5 million university applicants apply every year. And first 1,000 of it, if you analyze the first 1,000 of it, every year 600 to 700 of them come to our university. They are admitted to our university. So this increased even more. It went up to 900 once in 2006. But after 2006, medical school and law school became more popular, and we lost some of it to that competition. But still, 700 of the first 1,000 out of 2.5 million come to my university, and there's a good reason for that. My students and my faculty are really very well qualified, and as a result of all that increase, I'm going to focus on this figure very briefly. And you can see here the red one is the impact of the Ivy League universities in US, and if you look at the green one, it is the Russell group in UK, including Cambridge and Oxford universities. And the purple one is the Turkish universities, top-ranking Turkish universities, excluding Boğaziçi University. And the blue one that is catching up with the red one in the end is Boğaziçi University's impact factor. So I think we benefited a lot from all those incentives that are taking place in Turkey, and we catch up with the rest of the world. So, time up? Okay, just 1 minute, I'm going to go. I thought you said we had no limit. All right. So, just to highlight a few things, we have, of course, the technoparks we mentioned in the beginning. We also have programs. I'm going to go to that very quickly. These are the patents and everything we have. And I'm going to highlight this because these three are very similar to what we are trying to do here. Every year we have some incubation activities that is sponsoring young entrepreneurs in Turkey and actually worldwide. Some of them are sponsored by big companies. What we do is something very similar to here. We value projects. We are with a group of panelists, and then we identify the good ones. We fund them. We provide mentorship to them. Actually, all the way up to forming a company, we keep supporting them. So I'm going to stop here. Thank you for your time. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for sharing the information with us and the opportunities that exist at Boğaziçi University. Thank you one more. Let's give the round of applause. So as for the next speeches, I'd like to introduce Mehmet Fatih Kacir, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Turkey Technology Team Foundation, and Haluk Bayraktar, Vice President of Turkey Technology Team Foundation. Please welcome.
Okay. Dear guests, dear brave entrepreneurs, thank you very much for being here with us. And I would like to thank also the OIC Youth Forum to organize such an excellent event and to invite us here. In my speech, I will try to share the vision of our foundation with you. And next, Mr. Haluk Bayraktar will share their own success story, their shining success story in the field of technology with you, inshallah. But first of all, let's have a general look to our world. There are some numbers which will help us grasp what technology, development, industrialization, modern age have given to our world. Is there anybody who has any idea about these numbers? Entrepreneurs. What do you think? How can 8 be equal to 3.5 billion? Is it possible?
Is the number of galaxies? The number of galaxies?
No. Maybe yes, but as far as I know now. Any other idea? Number of what? Maybe. I'm not sure. 8 richest people in the world has this equal wealth of 3.5 billion people in the world. Half of the whole population in our world. The big countries, strong countries in the world were 3 times bigger than the poorest ones 150 years ago. 50 years ago, they became 35 times bigger than the poorest. And now, strong countries, rich countries in the world are 80 times bigger than the poorest. A newborn baby in Japan has a life expectancy of 84 years. Another baby, another newborn baby in sub-Saharan Africa has only 49 years, half of the other one. And in 20th century, 160 million people died in wars. And almost all of those wars were nothing else than a result of exploitation of soils of other countries. Can such a system sustain? Can human beings accept such an injustice? Even monkeys, they don't accept this. Let's have a video here. 2 monkeys doing the same job, but paid unequally. No. Can we have audio? Impossible? Is it possible to have audio? Okay. We have here 2 monkeys, 25 times. They do the same job and paid equally, no problem. But then, one monkey is paid better than the other one, and we will see what happens. Yeah, play it. No. Sorry for this technical problem. Okay. Mm-hmm. Olmuyorsa bırakalım şey değil.
Then CC's the other one getting grape and you will see what happens.
Yeah, it's playing, but no
That's
voice.
the task.
Okay.
And we give her a piece of
Yeah.
cucumber and she eats
Perfect.
it. The other one needs to give a rock to us. And that's what she does.
The mission is giving
And she gets
the
a
stone
grape.
to the man there.
And she eats it. The other one sees that. She gives a rock to us now, gets again cucumber. She tests the rock now against the wall. She needs to give it to us. And she gets cucumber again. So
Yeah.
this is basically the Wall Street protest that you see here.
Yeah. I think as entrepreneurs, as people who are shaping and changing the future of this world, we should try to change this global system, and we should try to solve our global problems. And my own country, Turkey, which I am proud of to be a citizen of, has been trying to raise its voice for justice in the world, for humanity values, for the values of our own civilization. And to be stronger in this world, Turkey has a 2023 vision. 2023 is the year of the 100th anniversary of our republic. And we have a target to increase of our GDP per capita from 10,000 or 11,000 to 25,000 US dollars. How can we make this? This graph shows the relation between growth of manufacturing value added and GDP growth. And as you see here, countries which have a higher growth of manufacturing value added, they also have a higher GDP growth. There is a clear correlation, or to say better, causality between these two. And when we look to the countries, to big countries, strong, rich countries, we see that they are manufacturing machinery, electronic equipments, chemicals, and transportation vehicles, and selling them to the world. On the other side, poor countries in the world can only produce and export food products, agricultural products, textile, or metals. And when we check the ranking of countries and compare, we see that China is the first one in the world with more than $3 trillion of manufacturing value added. How can the countries in the lower rankings catch up the others? Can they do this? Is it possible, really? I think yes. Because technology itself is a rahmet for everybody. The average age of all companies in the world was 60 in 1990. And in 2020, the average age of all companies in the world will be 12. New companies are coming. 225 companies in Fortune 500 index 10 years ago are not in that list anymore. They all lost their positions. And Internet of Things is getting stronger and stronger from day to day. Now we have 5 billion devices connected to the internet. And most of them, as you know, are our mobile phones and our computers. In 4 years, 20 billion things will be connected to the internet. And in 8 years, 5 billion things will be connected. And as far as we see, autonomous vehicles, smart cities, dark factories, space technology, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, augmented reality, they are all trend topics in this field. And we think that not only as Turkey, but also generally in OIC member countries, we have some disadvantages and some advantages together. The education system problems in our countries is the first disadvantage in this field for us. Our education systems should be open for innovations and inventions. But generally, unfortunately, we have some prejudices against inventions. And the bureaucratic systems in our countries should be changed to support entrepreneurship, to support innovation in our countries. But on the other hand, generally in our countries, we have an entrepreneurial culture, as we see here also in the morning session. Really, I saw in the morning very brave entrepreneurs from different countries who want to change this world. And we have immigrant societies, and keep in mind that generally big inventions, big innovations in technology are done by immigrants. I think you may know Periscope. Who knows Periscope? What's Periscope? Almost everybody. If you open Periscope, you see there, made in America, proudly by immigrants. And we have a very young population in our countries. The median age in Turkey is 28. And I think that the median age in all Muslim world is 24. We are younger than the others. And it's a very important advantage for us. And consciousness, awareness by the public, by those kind of international organizations, etc., they are also important advantages for us in this field. And regarding all of these, we found Turkey Technology Team Foundation with our friends to develop, to help of development of strategic items and systems with high added value. And we are making STEM trainings for young generation, and we are trying to support entrepreneurial activities. We also, as a foundation, have 2023 vision, and our main target is to have 1,001 technology teams in our foundation. These teams are built by university students, high school students, and middle school students. And they have courses, free courses in our foundation, in robotic and coding, in Internet of Things, in energy technology, etc. And these technology teams, they are joining the international contests like annual CANSAT competition, SUAS, RoboCup, and others. We are supporting them by giving them flight tickets, by giving them technical equipments, by providing them technical infrastructure, or by serving them technical advisory. And they will work in our technology labs with the name of Deneyap. Deneyap is Turkish, means build and try. These labs will be more than maker labs, and they will take those educations in those areas, and they can also work here as a group or individually. And our second target is to have 1,001 technology startups in our foundation. And we are building now the incubation and acceleration centers for them, and we are building now a focus group, a focus cluster among them. And we are now building the first science center in Istanbul, and we aim to have 500,000 visitors. Most of them will be little children or students here in a year. And now, I would like to introduce you Mr. Haluk Bayraktar, my colleague. He is also the general manager of Baykar company. Baykar is one of the best aerospace companies in the region, and their story is really impressive, being from a small young group to a very big technology team. Thank you very much, Mr. Bayraktar. This stage is yours.
Hello again. Assalamu alaikum. So, in our previous speakers, our rector and Mr. Kachir, they talked about how the technology startups, the public incentives, public support to technological inventions in Turkey, and I think it's really critical for a country, for entrepreneurs, the public support. So today, I will talk about our story in Turkey. It's a very unique, specific field. So first of all, I would like to ask if there's anyone who does not know what is a UAV. UAV is, so most of the guests know. So UAVs are unmanned aerial vehicles. In brief, we can say planes or flying platforms without humans in the platform on board. So it's a trending technology. How autonomous cars are trending right now, or electric vehicles. UAVs are also actually the leader in that sector. It's like a paradigm shift in aviation. For example, how from wired internet to wireless communication, or how internet changed our lives in aerospace, unmanned technologies or drones are really the paradigm shift in this. And why is this? Because mainly in the last 100 years, it was about the platform, the plane, the piloting mechanisms, the wings. But as the information age, as the processors became smaller, sensors became smaller, compact, communication technologies, even any one of you can take kits and build flying machines with all electronics, all software, all together in a couple of days. So this is the actually the bounty of the technology, which actually brought us here. So I will right now give you a very brief video of from where to where we have come. So let me start this video and see our systems. So we started in this is our start. You see it's a model plane flying, you know, up and downs. And then in 2005, again, you see the small plane with its electronics and software. And now you see a small helicopter. And then in 3 years, it became a platform delivered to the Turkish military, and similarly the helicopter became a product in 3 years. And you see how it flies in operations, and the plane gets bigger by years. So this is in 2008. In 2009 we have a 500 kilogram takeoff weight platform. And 3 years ago, this is our first flight with a bigger platform, and 2 years ago, carrying smart munitions and precisely targeting operations. So, you see the landings and all. So as you see, if I go back maybe 12 years ago and try to estimate at what point we would be in, and if they tell me our current status, I would never believe it. Even though the public policy and everything is not perfect. The system, as it's mentioned before, even though the system is not perfect, but this shows, we started with a couple of friends and a family-owned company. So we started around like 7 people and came to this point. So this shows everything starts small and you can achieve it you can come to a point that you would never estimate. So how this happened, let me briefly depict you this. So Turkey is actually, defense sector in Turkey is unique. Why? Because Turkey made a decision that we shall not directly procure buy systems from foreign countries, because now the systems have lots of technologies in it. It's not only mechanic, there is an electronic hardware in it, there is a software component in it. So in a software you might not know what is inside. So we shall start from small and develop all of the things. So before it was direct procurement, and then it became joint production, and then the last 10 years it was platform design, partial design, and now we are also main platform design along with the subsystems. And after that, a period waiting for us to go into the material technology, the component technologies, and so. So as a result, 13 years ago, it was 20% ratio of domestic products in the defense. So 20% of the arms in Turkey were domestically made. And in 13 years, it became 55%. How did this happen? Did this happen by spending more on defense? No. In 2001, 9% of the budget was going to defense sector, but in 2015, only 5.7 is going. So we don't spend more. But what we do, in 2001, 8% of the budget was for education expenditures, and in 2015, 20% is allocated for education expense. So you educate your people, you train them in science, technology, engineering, and you promote domestic development, you promote self-sufficiency, and you get the result. That's a very unique and clear example of the thing. So there is a paradigm shift. The world is becoming a much different place. On the left-hand side, you see the latest technology in aerospace fighter jet, which is a joint strike fighter, which is a conventional system, very expensive. And on the right hand, you have a drone technology with its autonomy, who can fly by itself, decide by itself, and handle all of the operations by itself. So 20, 30 years from now, all of our vehicles, all of our platforms will be way better than how a human being will operate them. We might even think, for example, driving a car, how we did such a silly thing. We can say to ourselves from 30 years from now, and it's the same in the UAV field as well. So it's a paradigm shift, and it's an advantage for emerging countries like us. For example, in the case of Turkey, it's much better to invest in this technology rather than investing on that technology, because that's the future. You cannot catch up with them. You cannot catch up with them doing the same thing that they are doing. You have to do some things differently and change the game. So, very briefly, what if you don't develop your own technology? What happens? So let's see. So this is a UAV example. So if Turkey did not develop this system and rather directly buy it from a foreign country, from a Western country, so they can implement just 2 sentences of code, software code, within 1 million sentences inside its flight control computer that you never have access to. And it can be directly terminate itself in case of some operations that they don't want you to do. So that's very clear of the thing. So if in this type of technologies, even if you buy, give your money, invest, it will be strategically disadvantage for you to continue. So if you look at our story, so this is our initial team in 2004. As you see, it looks very primitive. All cables, hardwares, handmade hardwares, you know, a typical maker lab type of thing. Looks very primitive. You see it on the screen as well. On the left-hand side, this is our first guidance and control system that's done. And on the right-hand side, what it has become right now. So we have a saying in Turkish, the best, is the enemy of, to achieve the best, the best is the enemy of the better. So you shall start with steps and steps you become, you achieve the point. So what that small, up and down flying machine became, it became this machine. This small thing, small robot, has recorded more than 100,000 flights. 100,000 flights around Turkey and also on foreign countries. Anyone without no aerospace knowledge can fly day and night. Imagine this environment, mountains, there is no flat space. It's a robot can handle everything. So we have designed and made this. So what that has become, let me show you in a very brief video. So this is a typical small drone in a bag, portable, assembled. It has its own flight control system, or its own software. You assemble it, and it takes off autonomously, flies autonomously, and lands autonomously. And this is used for short-range surveillance activities, actually. So let me go beyond. Okay. So it has a stabilized camera system like the ones in the drones, but this is, within it has a zoom capability and all. So it's a very practical, unique system. So rather than going to somewhere by walking or so, you just deliver it and check the environment. So this can be used for many different type of aerial applications, and this is the software system that you see. So let's proceed. That I know the time is limited. I'm going to finish it. So this is our capability. We started 7 people, and we became 250 people right now. And as I have mentioned, it's an area of multidisciplinary team you need to establish. And what makes the thing valuable? Not only designing the plane and the structure and manufacturing, you have to build all the subsystems, whether it be a flight control computer, whether it be an electrical unit, whether it be a sensor, whether it be a servo actuator. You have to build from top to down. And now let me show you the result. This system we have delivered right now, the ones you see on the ground, we have delivered 24 units, and they have recorded 15,000 flight hours in two years. And we are totally self-sufficient, and Turkey with these policies became one of the 6 countries in the world who is capable of developing UAV with its technologies plus smart munitions. Turkey became one of the 6 countries. So this is really very critical, and it's a result of this whole ecosystem, actually. So briefly, what are our values, our business ethics? We shall not imitate, because we did not imitate any other plane in the world, because imitation does not make you self-sufficient or self-confidence. It's a lose of your character. You have to not imitate, but innovate and make original design and self-confidence. If you can, we shall say we can do the best and you can proceed that way. So, what I believe, this is my last slide, we shall have a common vision altogether, and I think OEC is really very critical in that aspect. We have to build much bigger organizations and events on this, and we shall, startups is a very good example for this, to promote this, and also we shall promote joint projects as well, because these projects are very solid examples, and for that regard, I would like to say we are ready for that, and thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much for your presentation. So our speakers are here with us, so at any point you can come and ask the questions. And that's my honor to introduce our next speaker, the president of the Moscow School of Management, Skolkovo, Mr. Andrei Sharonov. Please welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very glad to be invited and to be here with you. I represent the private business school, one of the biggest Russian private business school, established 10 years ago. And there are something similar to the mission and ideas which you do represent here. I am talking about startup activity, I am talking about creativity, and I am talking about entrepreneurships. So our school was established by 9 individuals, high net worth individuals who are very famous Russian entrepreneurs, and 9 legal entities, both Russian and international companies, as a part of the national infrastructure. The people have decided 10 years ago that if Russia pretend to be the destination for investments, not only foreign, but first of all national Russian investments, it should have all parts of institutional capacities and infrastructure, including a first-class international business school. And they have decided to invest and to create this private business school, which was built and now operate. And the mission of our school is to help successful people to be more successful. And I guess it looks similar to ideas you try to reach here through your startup activities. And we have a focus on entrepreneurship. Usually the business school is an institution for rather managers than business people. In our case, in some groups of executive MBA, we have almost 60% of owners of business people who come to this school. And we have some special programs, non-degree programs for startuppers, Startup Academy, and practicum for small and medium-sized enterprises, owners and directors. And we see some cases when people from corporate world come to the school, graduated from some programs, and they decided to change their career, to stop their corporate life and to kick off their own business. So it's a very important feature of our school. We try to promote such behavior, such ideas. And I'd like to tell you that there are a lot of successful startups among our alumni, and I would like to mention just a few of them. For example, there is a company, Dauria Space. It's a private company who creates an artificial satellites, artificial space satellites, and a lot of these satellites now are in the orbit of the Earth. And we have the biggest annual exhibition in Russia, which called Startup Village, for startups. About 3,000 projects usually been selected to participate. And last year, the project from our school, the project called Magic Cube, it's an entertainment for small children, was nominated as the winner of these startups. So to be short, I'm very glad to be here. I do represent the institution which support the startup activity and entrepreneurial spirit among people, among youngsters. And so I wish you all the best to use this chance to present your projects and to get some support and to gain some money, seed money, to have a good start. So good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your speech. So as for the next part of our program, we're going to continue with the pitch sessions. And I'm glad to introduce the second block of the pitch sessions. And I would like to invite Noxa Data Lab on stage. Please welcome. You have 3 minutes for presentation.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. So my name is Max. I am a director of Noxa Data Lab company. And we are dealing with data. Really, with our product, we make our customers happy when they are dealing with their data, when they process it, when they analyze it, and store. Next slide. Что-то у меня не работает. Покажите следующий слайд. Okay. So the key problem is that every large enterprise generates a lot of data. For instance, Walmart generates 2.5 petabytes per hour. And this amount of data increasing every year. And to process this data, Walmart needs to support this system, and it's very costly. And nowadays, transactional systems are very expensive, and nevertheless, they have very low performance. Our solution, we propose the lean data processing machine with extremely large volume of the data to process, which is faster and has lower cost of ownership in comparison with the key competitors. We can raise the unique parameters of our machine because of two technologies, because of extreme data normalization, which led us to decrease total amount of data stored for enterprise up to 10 times. And we use special non-blocking transaction, which let us to accelerate several times overall processing. So here you can see the advantages in comparison with well-known companies with their product. So we are cheaper several times, faster, and we can use usual commodity hardware you can buy everywhere in the world. So we have a very large market, and our domains are financial sector, industrial Internet of Things, manufacturing, retail, and logistics. So we sell direct through the meetings and through our partners. So we have extremely experienced team with a lot of industrial background. So 3 founders and so a group of our developers. So now we have the first version of product released. And now we are in the process of the deployment for first customer. So we are making a lot of customer development in Russia and abroad.
10 seconds.
Yeah, so we raised some money for some equity. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So are there any questions to the startups in the hall? Any questions, comments? No questions or no comments. Okay, then let's go to the voting procedure. So each of you got the remote. So, as you remember from the morning session, so number one means I'm not investing. Number two means I may invest in the future. And number three is I'm investing. The voting is anonymous and it's just the feedback for the startup to see whether we like the startup or not. So please, I'd like you to press the numbers. So the results are... Okay, so 24 votes for I may invest in the future. So I think it's a very good result. So thank you very much for voting and for giving the feedback to the startup. Please applause. So as for the next startup that I want to welcome on stage is Link8 from Palestine. Please welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everyone. My name is Hassan. I'm from Palestine, and I'm going to be representing Linkage team. Linkage. Every day we hear about a wedding ceremony, an anniversary, a birthday party. Nowadays, we are living in an event. We have like a DJ, we have flowers, we have the internet, and we have the accessories for that. So this thing takes time and money and efforts to do so. So what we do actually in Linkage to save you the time and the effort and the money that you spend in organizing these events. We have our online platform that makes you, as a host organizer for the event, to explore the services that we provide on our platform, which is based on the internet. It's not only that, we have a bunch of service providers who are scalable and rated with a review list for the services that they provide. In addition to that, you have the ability to go and find sponsorships on our website. That will gonna save you more money and more efforts. So this is our MVP. You can find it out on linkageway.com. Our market that we were talking about is $50 billion as a total addressable market. 20% of them is serviceable addressable market, about $3 billion. And 85% regarding this research we made in the Middle East of the service providers, they don't have any online presence, which is leave us with a big, huge market for the service providers. How are we gonna make a revenue and revenue streams? We have a commission base, which is 10% revenue for each sale on the website. And the average sales, we're talking about like $1,500. So $150 is our revenue stream. Also, we're talking about the free membership, which is $1 like a year. Also, you have the premium accounts, which depends on the top listing and the package listing. We're not alone in this market. We have a different competitor, but we're organizing all the events, online booking, the price offers, the Arabic language, and the MENA focus. And this leave us with the need of $20,000, with the 80% share is gonna be spent on development, content, operations, and marketing. We already have our team, 3 of our teams in here, and I would like to meet the rest of them. We are going from 2016 up to the second phase design, which is we are collecting the feedback from our project, and we're developing another version of Linkage to be active in this year. This is how we're gonna do and spend our money. Like for the first day, for the first year of 2016, we gained revenue of $5,000 with no marketing sales at all. So 2017 to 2019, we're talking about $75,000. That's going to be a net gross or net profit for the team.
The time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Questions? Any questions? Maybe any comments? Great story. Then let's see how much great story this. So take the remotes, please. So, are you ready to invest into this great story? Number 1, I'm not investing. Number 2, I may invest in the future. And number 3, I'm investing. So far we have 19, 19, 17. So, look, the result is amazing. So number 2 got, I may invest in the future, got 20 votes. Number 1, I'm not investing 19. And number 3, I'm investing 20. What an interesting situation. Thank you. Thank you very much. So as for the next startup, I'd like to invite on the stage the startup from Russia, Cheboksary user. Thank you. You have 3 minutes. There is the timer.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm representing the... I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, it's working. Hello. I'm representing the project with the working title, which is called User. And the main problems where we focus here on solving is a very high level of global unemployment, a very low incomes of certain categories of people, and very significant part of expenses in the services payment. Actually, we now fighting with the speculators, with the middlemen, and we thinking to build the more fair platform. So this is the solution: creation of free mobile application, which is free of charge for the users, and just more talking about the problem. We need to say that talking about Russia, 10 million people are in search for the job, or they'd like to change the job. They are unsatisfied with the current situation, and at the same time, the market is huge for the services. It actually estimates to be like tens of billions of dollars only in Russia. If you look in different regions of the world, for example, USA, 74 people are engaged in services, and they make money. And annually, only the market of USA calculates about $800 billion annually, which is very huge and serious business. So understanding the pain of the people who cannot find a job, and or some people who just like to throw away their daily routine to do it by other people, we'd like to change the service market globally. So we are talking about this mobile application, which is friendly, simple, free of charge, and it's actually oriented for many types of popular services which are justified by the market researchers. We know our market, we know the players here, and the main thing about the players that they are functioning locally within one country. And also they are getting the money on commissions, on some subscription fees. I'm still repeating, we are free of charge. So the question arises, where's the money? We have 3 business models. It's B2G, B2B, and B2C.
4 seconds.
4 seconds, okay. What we've done now, we've got focus groups done already. The MVP will be ready by June 15th. We're estimating the new countries to be adopted, and this is a serious team which already has done some solving social problems on the governmental level. So we are not looking for the investments, we are looking for understanding and collaboration with the representatives of OIC countries who represent governmental or business or social levels of their countries, because we are looking for the feedback and cooperation together. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the question.
Okay.
Did you get the trademark of the brand?
Trademark, we are now, our lawyers are working on patenting the trademark. No.
Are you sure that
you mean the user? No. The user is a working title. It will be changed because now we are thinking that it's already busy. Any questions? We're ready to answer.
I don't understand what kind of jobs are focused on in your application if you're talking that you are now geo-targeted in the finding who can do one or another work for me as a user.
Okay, this is a great question. There are a lot of platforms and most of them today focus on remote services like tutorship, maybe some like translations, IT services, web design. We are focusing on offline services as well, which means that we're talking about cleaning of the houses, logistics, delivery of the flowers, or making some different assignments. Okay?
Okay, there are many projects in this area, and one of the questions which asked them frequently is how you avoid risks of the people who do this work. Maybe they will make it bad, or maybe even criminals will use your platform for getting access to flats or other things.
Thank you for the question, and it's a very nice thing to think about the pocket of your customers and about their reputation, because when you're talking about offline services, it means that person enters some of your facilities or a person goes into your area. The estimation is built on this, the estimation of the performer is done on the reputation, which is ranked. And we have these insurance deposits, and we, as the player of this administrator of this platform, we put on the deposits transactions of those ones who do the deals. So the guys who'd like to sell them, who'd like to build their reputation, they are getting, they are paying they are putting it in a deposit, and if there is any conflict or something, then this money is going to the person who was somehow betrayed. Okay?
Thank you very much. That was the last question. The time is up. Thanks. So, the remotes, let's see. Whether do you want to put money on the deposit or not? So, the result is, this is the feedback, right, guys? So, 52% that I wouldn't invest, 21% I may invest in the future, and 24% I'm investing. So thank you very much for your feedback and for the questions. As for the next startup, the startup which is coming from Azerbaijan, New Time Box, please welcome.
So welcome, my name is Ibrahim Asanov and I'm going to show you New Time Box image solution for the all images. So we are dealing with images a lot and we are solving all kinds of image problems for the websites and mobile apps. And we are doing this from the uploading, storing, processing to delivery, all of them, with the one single API. So what's the problem the traditional way? First, several resources to manipulate the images. Second, duplicate versions of the images which take a lot of space and cost a lot. And so slow load the images and security issues. And we are solving all of them with the one big API. First, we are giving you cloud storage so you don't care about any kind of hardware issue. We are giving you the different caching technology to speed up and save the space, and it also by the 75%. So it also will decrease the cost. Also, we have a URL based on the fly image manipulation. It means that you're just changing the URL, it can resize itself so you don't care about any kind of duplication issue. And also we have a secure wine scanner at a background, so you don't care about any kind of security issue. So our product is ready. We are not coming here with an idea. We came here with a big product. So we have an online operating system interface, and we have also API to reduce the energy and material space by the 75%. So our sales targets developer, image sharing platforms, and news websites, especially developers, because they are the reference for us to get the, to reach the companies. So if you consider today 300 and 500 websites created every single minute, it means that we have a huge opportunity to get our customers. Our revenue model is a mass subscription based for the image processing and storage. Our financial position is if you got 1,000 customers, you can make $840,000 per year. Our go-to-market strategy is a direct sell and referral model, also digital marketing. Also, we have a competitor, so it's the proven business model, like Cloudinary, UploadCare, and Imagix. We have a huge competitive advantage like operating system and a smart cache, because our competitor says we are suffering from the caching, and so we are solving our competitor's problem. So our project starts, so we are in the beta stage, but we got 200 freemium customer and one paying customer, which will be Bonobo, last winner at the OIC, and order from the largest IT company in Azerbaijan. Here's our team, so thank you for listeners.
Thank you. We still... Does it work? Yeah. So we still have like 20 seconds from your presentation. So questions, comments? Okay.
Hi, so how is it different than Amazon CloudFront or Mac CDN or any other CDN?
Yeah, we have said that before, that we are a combination of the different technologies, uploading, storing, processing to delivery. So just storing is only one part. It's just a little part of our technology. So it's not the whole technology.
I'm sorry, we cannot hear you. Just wait for the mic.
So those CDNs also provide a REST API which you can integrate with your web app.
But CDN is not help you to reduce your space. So it means that, I mean, our technology is not storage. Our technology is something that reduces your cost. And the cost of the business is very important. And we are reducing the server costs to store the images. That's the main case here.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, hello one more time. First of all, thank you for your activity. I must share that we exchange emails with midnight between me and this startup. I have many questions, but I will ask only one.
Okay.
Two, okay. First, it's confusing that you are calling yourself online operation system. Why?
Because we want to give the developers the tools, because we want to attract the developer. It's our main purpose is that attract the developer to our service. We have a plan with the developers. I don't want to identify it right now, but it's actual. I mean, exactly that technology is to attract the developers.
You want to become a marketplace for the applications, yes?
What?
You want to become a marketplace for applications who are using your technology?
Yeah.
Okay, ambitious plans. The second question and the last one, what are the risks that you see for your project in the nearest 2 years?
Our business model is proven. So as I showed before, we have competitors and they are making millions of dollars per year. So that's the proven business model. So we are not risking anything, or we don't need to validate anything.
You don't have risk.
Yeah, because it's a proven business model. They're working right now.
So maybe just the last question, and then we will vote.
You said you have one paid customer, Bibonoba, as far as I could see it. Do they pay $70 per month? And could you describe the plan that costs that much?
Oh, I can't hear you.
Could you repeat the question, please?
Can you shortly describe the plan that costs $70 per month? The plan, the usage plan of your service.
Okay, at the slide, I can show. Can we open
Can
slide?
you just like start explaining while we're working on slides?
You can just shortly explain.
Plans of our revenue model.
What costs $70 per month?
70. It's the average cost. It's for the image processing.
What I get for that?
So once you connect your website with our API, you actually pay $70 It's average cost. There's a there are plans that cost more and cost less. So it's the average, but when you pay that, you will actually, generally, you will pay less to your server to store the images. Because that technology can identify passive and active images. So it can delete the cached version of the passive images. So that way, we are saving the space and money.
Let's vote. So, the remotes, what do you think the results of will be? So, 42% that I'm not investing, 34% I may invest in the future, and 24% I'm investing. So if you come with a 2 on 3, right? So it's not that bad. Thank you so much. So the next startup comes from Jordan, and please welcome Engineers International Community. Please welcome. 3 minutes.
Hello, everybody. We are Engineers International Community, and people tend to call us EIC for shortening. 4 years ago, I was holding my project, which is a latest technology of wireless charging. And at that time, it was a new technology that nobody is taking care of. And I was searching for an incubator and a supporter and a mentor that can help me to make this project alive into the market. So it doesn't go well, and it ends up on a shelf. This problem is not only for engineering graduates. It's only for students who couldn't find all the engineering-related material in one place. And also, every engineer had to prepare a project that has to be mentored, guided in the best educational way. And don't forget the already graduated engineer who doesn't have the right career to take to develop their career path. So our idea is very simple. We're combining the ease of using Facebook and the professionality of LinkedIn into one international community, which is dedicated only for engineers. So how we are different than the other, let's say, local organizations that tend to be mattering of engineers and international ones, we simply perform as the most effective and targeted communication channel between every association and their own members. And also, we provide the prestigious lifestyle that all the engineers deserve. And also, we're not, let's say, selling the usage of the website, but we are selling the impact that will happen of all engineers together come and work on engineering projects that matters to the people's life. What we did is that we launched an MVP back in June 2016, and we managed to add around 60 engineers in 2 weeks just to provide us with content and material and constant feedback that help us to progress in our project. We closed our second milestone with 3 strategic partners, actually. They will help us access our market very quickly. There are around 11 universities back in Jordan, and with minimum of 10,000 engineers are willing to join us. Our income plan is very simple. We have virtual currency on the website that you can buy content, you can buy, let's say, courses that matters in the field. We have optional annual subscription. We have affiliation network that gives our members the discounts and the offers from different parts of the world. And we are tending to make around 21,000 in the first year as a net profit. This is my team, and I hope that you help us to reach every engineer in the world, as there is 1.8 million engineers graduates annually from only 10 countries. Thank you very much. I'm Hisham
Thank
Balatia, CEO, founder of EIC.
Thank you. Questions?
I was quite surprised you didn't compare yourself with IEEE, and I think they have a very comparable value for the very comparable price. I mean, they have actually a larger value for a very comparable price.
Is that a comment?
It's a question. Why didn't you consider them?
Why did I consider them?
Why didn't you consider them?
I already considered them. They are our partners in Jordan to help. Yeah, they are helping us to access our student branch in the universities, so that we can connect more students in them.
But they have their own online services.
Yeah, but as I said before, our platform is as easy as using Facebook, which is a social network, and a professional as LinkedIn. IEEE have its own system, but it's not that social, you know. It's not like easy as using Facebook.
Next question over there.
Yeah, Russia is like #1 country which produce engineers, and do you plan to expand? It's like your market is
Actually, yes, there are 500,000 of engineers graduated only from Russia. So if there is any university or any, let's say, organization that help us expand in Russia, that will be great. Thank you.
Any more comments or questions? Yeah, one is over there.
Hi. Do you know about ResearchGate? How are you different than them?
Yes, I already mentioned them in the presentation. ResearchGate is a website that is dedicated only for those who research, who provide researches. And if you want to join them, they required to have 3 persons that reference to you. So they have already producing researches and stuff like this. So it's... I'm sorry?
The mic, the mic.
They also have the social networking element, like as you say, you're combining Facebook and LinkedIn.
Is it, let's say, accessible for everybody? That's it. Our point is make it as easy as students, professionals, and professors to be in one place.
Thank you so much. So the voting. So let's see the results. So the majority. Okay, I'm investing 41%. Congratulations. As for the next startup, I'd like to invite the startup from Kazan, Maksat Pro. Please welcome.
Hello everybody, my name is Rashid and I will introduce you in sport events. Before this project, I have some jobs in near 20 championships from our national to global championships as head of software unit. And after finished one of them, I found my own company. And nowadays, there are near 6 million sports events all over the world. Some of them very big, but some of them not too big. And today, these sports events, them organizing committee have the same problems. They should to solve some tasks and making something. To solve these problems, they use IT technologies. Nowadays, it's the mostly Google Sheets, maybe Excel, maybe Word, maybe some else. And I, with my team, to try to change this market to special professional systems. Nowadays, this market of professional systems for sports organizing committee increased near 45% per year. And why they should to use innovation tools? Because nowadays there are a lot of social medias and some others, and if participants or visitors will get worse events, they very fast will something write in social nets. That's why organizing committee should make very good events. And when they hosting some events, they can lose some tasks. They should to collaborate. They should to do something to make good events. And our service help not to lose tasks and some other. Oh, okay. This is our business concept. We make special calculator like base calculator, and organizing committee can choose just these models which they need, and based of them choosing, they can get a prize. Why they choose our service? Because our service have three main things. One of them, very huge knowledge base. It's very important in nowadays know what to do. We have a lot of task manager, we have a lot of different services, but they cannot help you to understand how to prepare a good event. And in our system, we have knowledge base. Second, we have a full set of functional. Organizing committee shouldn't. Yeah.
The organizing committee shouldn't
go. Shouldn't. They should use our service to make good sport events. Thank you for inviting.
Thank you. Questions, comments?
I will change. Okay.
No object. Okay.
Hi, Nikita, Intour24. How many active users do you have, and what for do you need money?
Okay. Nowadays we have 15 companies. 15, not 50, which use our service. Nowadays in our service near 200 active accounts of users from these companies. For example, nowadays we prepare World League water polo super final. It's a global championship by water polo, and the same I can show. We, based on our system, now prepared FINA World Championships. Is the best water championships, and they use our system to prepare. It will be on July and August, like it was in Kazan in 2015. Nowadays it's in Hungary.
Thank you. Yeah.
And what for do you need money?
For what I need money? I need money for marketing, for make a very excellent sale unit. Because organizing committee, for example, on exhibition we can see one of them. It's Ashgabat, and it's far from Kazan, but they need our service. And to go to Ashgabat, we should to spend a lot of money. That's why first we need money to market, to make a sell unit, and second, we want to make a very useful interface, very usability, because sports people don't like to read a lot of manuals. They want to download and start to work. Not a lot of education, just start. And it's a very big trouble to make very usability interface.
Thank you so much. So the voting procedure, please take your remotes.
Thank you for attention.
Let's see. Let's see whether the participants and our guests and coaches, investors want to give you some money for marketing and sale unit. So the numbers are playing. Okay, 14 I'm not investing, and 14 15 15. So I'm not investing and I'm investing got the equal. Not equal anymore. Okay, so I got you. You're hesitating whether to invest or not to invest. So thank you so much. So we've got 2 more startups to go through this session, and then we're going for the break. So let's just focus a bit. And I'd like to invite on stage Just Price from Pakistan. Welcome.
Hi everybody, my name is Arzish Azam and I am a young tech entrepreneur from Pakistan. I run a startup called Just Price, which is Pakistan's first shopping search engine that helps users find the best products online by providing price comparison product discovery from the top online stores. Last year alone, there were more than 2,000 e-commerce stores in Pakistan, but the $100 million market is expected to grow to over $5 billion by 2020. According to several researchers, these are the issues that are hurdles in the growth of e-commerce. Quality assurance, lack of complaint redressal mechanisms, and the increasing mistrust in consumers because of them. So what Just Price does different than its competitors is that we don't only provide the lowest price, we help them discover the best products from the best stores and all the information that they need to make an informed shopping decision. Our business model works on affiliate marketing, and we are making up to an 11% commission on every sale referred from our platform. The website has been live for the last 6 months, and you can find the product you like, and at the price you like, you are redirected to the merchant store, and you make the purchase there. Our team is very young, we're all dropouts, but what we lack in our experience, we make up for that in ambition, and we've got an amazing board of advisors to help out us into finding the right direction. These are the top of the line people in tech in Pakistan. According to our current forecast, once we start monetization, we'll reach up to a revenue of $16,000 in the 12th month. During the past 6 months, we've built some amazing partnerships, including some of the largest e-commerce companies in Pakistan. But what's even more exciting is that right now we're building a synergy with the largest telecommunication company in Pakistan called Jazz. We're looking for just $30,000 in return for 5% to fine-tune the product and add more categories. So I'm a graduate of the Founder Institute, which is like the largest tech accelerator in the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We have a lot of time.
You saved so much time. Yeah. Look, you still have 2 minutes 42
Any questions?
seconds. Questions, yeah.
Do you have any online shopping statistic for a local market?
Online shopping statistics, yeah.
Yep.
So what kind of statistics are you looking for? How many?
Maybe how much people spend in online shopping in your country?
So the average ticket size, the average bucket size is 2,500 PKR, which is like $25, right? Okay. The highest selling category is mobile phones and fashion. The average mobile phone sold costs around $100. So Pakistan 3G, 4G was introduced in 2013, and right now there's a boom on the purchase of mobile phones. So the first two are the largest e-commerce companies in Pakistan, and this is kind of their data.
Thank you.
How do you get information from sellers? Is it direct import of data, or you have some spider which get actual information in a real-time base?
So we are using multiple methods through API data feeds as well as crawling to keep the data up to date at all times.
Okay, and how do you see how you can forecast a strategy for investor in the future? How he will get money back?
The ROI, the return on investment, right?
What?
Return on investment?
Yes.
Yeah, so we are forecasting a revenue of like $16,000 in the 12th month, but
You mean it's a revenue model, yes? I will get from your revenue. So it's not like a selling to some strategy company, corporation in your company, so in your country?
You're asking about the exit strategy, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we are trying to become the largest e-commerce player in Pakistan because product discovery is a huge thing. The largest e-commerce portal doesn't have all the products, but we kind of can because we redirect the user at the end to the merchant site. So then probably selling the company to some like Amazon. So Alibaba recently expanded into Pakistan in the last week.
And there is the last question.
So you talked about telecommunications company. What are they giving to you and what you are giving to them?
Okay, so it's a revenue share arrangement in which we get access to their consumer base of 50 million people in Pakistan, which is the largest consumer base, and we can use the marketing resources, their big data analytics, and all the resources that a telco has in return for our revenue share.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
So, remotes, let's see. Okay, see, so the green color, I'm investing 44%, and I'm not investing 27%. So, look, the 50% I'm investing. So, thank you so much. And the last startup for this pitch session is from Moscow, Procter Edu.
Hello guys, I know everyone is tired, so I'll try as much as possible to run through this very fast. My job is not very easy. Has anybody heard of the word proctoring? Proctoring. Okay, it's not easy. So proctoring is an American sort of term for online supervision of exams. Has anyone taken online exams here? Online exams? Good. Has anyone hired anyone? You've hired someone. Okay, good. If you are hiring somebody, just picture this, and someone comes to you with an online certificate. I got my MBA from somewhere, online, say Kaplan University. Would you trust that person? Not really, right? And the main reason why you won't trust that person is because you think, most likely, it could have been faked. The person might have not taken the exams in the right way. So what do we do at Procter Edu? We make online exams secure, convenient, and cost-efficient. So these are the trends that we are sort of like, going through. Universities are all moving online. Online learning platforms, corporate recruitment and training, and assessment centers all over the place. So, and what is the problem with online testing at the moment? Question is, there's no effective way to guarantee the credibility of online exams. So, 72% of learners admit to online exam cheating. So how do you know who I am? And technology creates new ways for you to cheat. So that's where we come in. And what we do is to guarantee credibility at every stage of the testing, from ID verification using facial recognition mechanisms to tracking behavior of the test taker throughout the entire duration of the exam. We have 9 trackers tracking the environment, the webcam, and the screen, and recording the exam session throughout the entire duration of the exam. So why would schools, organizations, or people use this? First of all, increase reputation. It's convenient, reduce your cost, increase scalability, and safety and security. So this is what we're tapping into. The global education market is $5 trillion. Obviously, that is not our market. The edtech market is growing 19% annually, about $250 billion by 2020. That's where we're tapping into. And for you to understand how big this is, these are, just before I get there, I want to come here. These are our competitors, yeah. And this is what's the value of the money they're making at the moment. So in the US Proctor, Netherlands Proctor exam, in the US Software Security and Examity, making about $38 million annually from proctoring. So how do we do? This is our current traction. We have a couple of clients in India, in Russia, and in the United States. We've been supported by American councils, EduGuild, Free, the School of Economics, Tepic, and some of these other platforms that are using our product. Our pricing, revenue is near term. We are using a subscription model plus unit cost pricing. And we expect operational profitability by the second quarter of this year. Actually, by the second quarter, by the end of this quarter, actually. And what's happened? Oh, sorry. And this is the team. Yeah. We're supported by a very, very strong tech team. We have, our CTO is a PhD in IT from Petersburg. Our CEO has more than 5 years in online education. We're supported by an advisor in India, Apurva Sharma, who is the vice president of HCL. And that is me. So what are we raising? We're raising $100,000.
The time.
Yeah, I know that. Yep. And exactly that is the reason why I'm on this slide. This is the most important slide of the presentation. This is the reason why you shouldn't invest in this, right? The reason why you shouldn't invest is because we're going to take your money. And we're going to use it for something good, or maybe not. But the idea is that by raising this much money, we'll be able to achieve our goals faster. All right, thank you. I'm open to questions.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure.
Two questions. A very interesting project, first of all. Thank you. And the first question is how you can prove efficiency of your algorithms, that you can find some cheating.
Yeah,
how you can prove that?
Okay. I would love to show it if we had time, but I wouldn't show it. So because we've done over 3,000 tests so far since we started, and we've been able to track successfully about 95% of the time. So we have statistics about controlled systems. So basically, we're not just like doing tests. So for example, we have Finansowy Universitet in Moscow that is doing controlled exams. So there are people actually inside the computer exam, inside the computer halls, who are monitoring these students. And we've been able to track what our algorithm is tracking and what people are reporting and compare and see. So we've been able to do about 95% accuracy on most of the parameters that we proctor for. The only problem we've had so far in terms of accuracy has been with facial recognition when people use glasses. But that is like a general problem, not a very specific problem to us. We've done, I mean, all our tech is sort of inbuilt, I mean, home built, and we've also been able to sort of reduce the how would I put it? Because we moved most of the implementation of the software onto the client side, so that means we can actually improve the speed of catching anything. There's no lag between what is happening and what is being recorded in the server.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you. And the second question, can you show slide with your investor requests?
Yeah.
You have, okay, 40% for personnel.
Yeah.
Who you want to hire for this money, because it's too much for this team you show me?
So actually, because we want to, again, I mentioned that we are operating in 3 markets, and you can imagine 3 people operating in 3 markets. So we have...
It's salesperson.
Yeah, we're hiring a lot of salespeople, majorly in the United States, because that's the biggest market. And just hiring sales in the United States is just very expensive in and of itself. So currently we have a partnership with American councils that is sort of helping us to get into the market and gain some sort of strategic partnerships. So we're talking to Blackboard, which is the largest LMS system in the United States. We're talking to a couple of other companies there. And hopefully, if we could get some of those partnerships going, then we will be ready to move in fully with a sales team to be on ground.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. So the votes. The green figure is growing.
I think I warned you, don't invest.
So, actually, no, it's still playing. Okay, 46% I'm investing and 33% I'm not investing, with a 21% that I may invest in the future. So thank you very much for the startup and for the presentation. If you don't mind, I can also give you back your MacBook. Thank you. So, this is the end of the second block of the pitch sessions, and right now we're going to have the break till 4:30. So 4:30, we're coming back here to the plenary room. So basically, you will have 45 minutes of break, okay? So please be on time for the third block of the pitch sessions.